Hello, welcome to Bio 139 Human Anatomy at Diablo Valley College. For this class, we are a 100% online class, and we are something called asynchronous. That means there are no set meetings. You do things on your own time, before the due date, of course. Now we're using something called Canvas. If you go to the DVC main page, you have Canvas start, and you have Canvas login, and the login is the same as all other DVC things. So inside portal, it's the exact same login. When you log into Canvas, you see all of the courses that you are signed up for. So I'm going to click on to our course and take us into our course shell. So this is our course shell. This is our landing page. And this is the page that it'll always bring you into. So if we scroll down, first thing, 100% online, no set class meetings. It's aimed for people going into the health field, but I've had English majors, art majors, just people taking the class for fun. So my goal is to make it accessible to everybody. Now, the best way to reach me is email. There's two ways to email me. You can email me through Canvas's inbox right here, or jpolis@dvc.edu. Last semester, they started out the semester linked, meaning if you emailed me here, it was sent here. Then they stopped being linked until the last week of school, then they linked up again. So if you don't hear an email back from me within 24 hours, please email me again. Now, I also have student contact hours. Some teachers call these office hours. All your material is designed already. I grade at different times. You are not disturbing me. There are two of them in the daytime, Monday and Thursday, 10:30 to 11:30. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 7 to 8 at night, or by appointment. I can make appointments. I'm not going anywhere. I am sitting in my office doing the work all the time. So feel free if you need to meet me at a different time. The first thing you need to do is to log in and go do the overview module. I will explain everything in detail. I'll go over the syllabus, and there's a quick 5-point easy quiz at the end to show that you actually did it. And you're going to post a discussion, just introducing yourself and replying to each classmate. You need to do this by 7 a.m. on the first Wednesday of class. Otherwise, I'm giving your spot away to somebody else. Now, for the rest of the class, we'll have modules. And again, this is a landing page. So if you scroll down further, I have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. These take you directly to those modules on Canvas. Now you could just click modules and scroll down. So if I click here, I'll scroll down and down and down, and I can find the right week as well. Now a couple other things I should point out. There's a copy of the syllabus, there's a copy of Office here, and your grades. It will show you your current up-to-date grade, and you can do this what if. You could fill in grades to see what you need to get an A, a B, etc. So the class is designed in a weekly format. So here's week 1, the language of anatomy. I can always collapse that. Week 2, skin and cells. Week 3, supporting connective tissue. Week 4, the skeletal system. Now you'll always have 1 week in advance open. So this is the first week of class. Week 1 and week 2 will be open. At the end of the first week, I'll open week 3. So you're welcome to actually work ahead. In fact, I encourage it. It helps in case something comes up and you can't keep up with it. So each week you'll have objectives for the week, what we're doing. You'll have your learning objectives, how I'm going to test you on them. You'll have the discussion topic up here, and we'll have 12 lab quizzes. I'll drop the load too. It's in the orientation module. And if there's a lab quiz, they'll be in that thing too. If this was a face-to-face class, you would have 2 lectures and 2 labs a week. So that's how I divided it. Here we have lecture 1 and lab 1, the language of anatomy, for Monday and Tuesday. Lecture 2 and lab 2, the cell, Tuesday and Thursday. And each week will be divided this way. There will be a beginning of the week lecture and lab, end of the week lecture and lab. So it's up to you how you do the work. There are some classes that have lectures Monday, Wednesday, labs, Tuesdays and Thursdays. There are some classes that have lecture and lab on the same day. So you'll access both the lecture and the lab by clicking on the page. So if I click on this, it opens the page for Lecture 1. And it's Lecture 1. And what you'll see is there'll be a series of short videos. Some of them, there are these tabs where you have to tab through, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. Others that are short will be just all on one page. And the lectures usually are about 6 parts. They run about an hour and 25 minutes long. And that's how long you'd actually be in lecture. Now, the videos are all 15 minutes long. I can't go over 15 minutes. Some of them are 10 minutes long. I think there's a couple 8-minute long ones out there. So you can actually watch one, take a break, rest your eyes, come back. For each lecture, there'll be some sort of follow-up. So this is follow-up 1, body regions, and study guide. Now, these are all linked below it because this is how my brain works. Lecture 1, then all the supporting material is underneath it. However, if you go here, I have a link to the study guide at the beginning. If you click on what's next, I have a link to the study guide down here. And I have the follow-up activity. So you actually don't have to go through every single thing on Canvas. You can just go to the main pages when they are assigned, and you click on them and do the follow-up activity. There's the study guide. So all the labs are held virtually, and we're going to be doing a bunch of different types of activities. But what I want to point out is we have the lab landing page right here. We then have the upload page. What a lot of students did last semester was they just clicked on the calendar or what was due. They clicked on the upload page and they couldn't figure out where the assignment was for the first couple of weeks. So you actually have to go and click on Lab 1.0. This is the instruction page. So I'll have instructions. I will typically have written instructions and a video, and it'll have something to do. So in this one, we would do a lot with models. So this is sending you to actually an outside web page that is using 1990s HTML code, and you'll be doing an activity for learning the body regions. Then there's going to be this creative art project for doing body symmetry and planes. We're going to have directional terms. And lastly, we are going to be looking at the body compartments. Now, similarly to the lectures, you have the upload and it has a study guide. When we go to the lab upload page, it tells you what you need to upload, but again, these are not the instructions. You have to go to that instruction page. And it tells you exactly what to upload, and there is a criteria. So it tells you exactly how I'm breaking the points up for most of the labs. So you have an idea of how I'm grading. So for the lectures in lab, the lectures, they're going to be assigned Monday or Wednesday, Tuesday, and Thursday. There's the date it's assigned. There's the date it's due. Again, you're welcome to work ahead. And same thing for the labs. Assign the first, do the second. Again, you're welcome to work ahead. And again, this is the instruction sheet. This is the upload page. So what a lot of people are doing, they were clicking on calendar. They're saying, oh, I have this due, but they are missing the instruction page. So I don't want you to be panicked the first 2 weeks trying to figure that out. Now, again, you see lectures assigned there, labs are due there. First week, I made it a little bit off just because you have the orientation stuff as well. Now, each week, you're going to have a discussion. So week 2, the discussion is histology. Week 1, you actually have the introductory lecture discussion. And then you have this one. It's either you're going to answer a question about directional terms or you're going to explain how you would study for this class. So first one, pick a picture, real or imaginary, and you will explain something using directional terms. And I will actually have an example here for you. In this one, how would you study 34 regions, 12 directional terms, 9 anatomical regions, 6 levels of organization, 4 anatomical planes, and 1 partridge in a pear tree? And I really like reading these. These need to be about 200 to 300 words. And I will reply, especially early on, to check back what I replied and your classmates replied. The idea is this is where you're communicating with your classes. So grades. I'm going to tell you more in the orientation module, but what I just explained, the discussion, the lecture follow-up, and the lab follow-up, that's 50% of your grade. You're going to do a lot of work on it. There's a lot of points out there. It's half of your grade. The other half of your grade is exams. You have lecture exams, 3 lecture quizzes, and lab exams. There'll be 4 lecture exams. Every 4 weeks, you'll have 1 lecture exam. They're on 5 or 6 chapters, and it typically mimics what I would do in a face-to-face class, and they are based on the study guides. So again, you have study guides here. Lecture 1 study guide right here. Lecture 2 study guide right there. For the labs, you have lab quizzes. They're based on the lab information. And again, there are study guides for those. So what you actually do and fill in your lab book, there is way too many terms to actually test you on without your heads exploding. It goes way too fast. So look at the study guides. For instance, there are 3 sets of muscles right here that make you frown. I'm only asking you 2 of them because it's just too confusing to ask all 3 of them to you. So there are lab quizzes. They're timed, and they're timed to basically give you about 45 seconds per question. In the face-to-face class, students have 30 seconds per question. They're all 20 points, and they're either on 2 or 3 chapters. This first one is on 3 chapters. The rest are on 2 chapters, or most of the rest. Now, all the lab quizzes are due on Friday. They'll mostly open on Wednesday, and they're going to be after we do the labs, obviously. And if you click on this, it'll have the information for you. So it'll have information right here. It will talk about it, and there'll be a button that says Start down here. So because it's timed, you really need to know what's on it. Again, look at the study guides. The good news is I will drop the low 2 lab quizzes. So there's 12, I dropped the low 2. And I'll spoil all the lab questions right now. The question is, what is this? What is the structure? What is this tissue? What is this muscle? What is this bone? What is this bone landmark? So again, look at the study guide. It'll be either you fill in a letter from a picture, or you will tell me what letter something is on a picture. So multiple choice. So there's a practice lab quiz. I really recommend doing it. It is set for less minutes than your actual quiz and has more questions. You can take it a few times and I'll give you different questions. The days we have lecture exams, we will not have any lecture. So you see lecture exam 1 due on the 16th. That's on chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are all multiple choice questions. There might be a couple pictures thrown in where you identify something on a picture. And again, they're timed. You have 75 minutes to do 100 questions. That's about 45 seconds a question. So for both of them, I suggest taking practice exams. I gave you a practice lecture exam for lecture exam 1. Again, it is set for less time and a few more questions than you'd have. You really need to practice taking exams under timed conditions before you actually attempt these exams. So that's how the course is organized. One couple last things. If you see coming up here, that is what is due. Some students just click on that, but they miss the actual page for what the lab is. They just see, oh, I need to turn in these pages. So make sure you read the instruction page. And the calendar. So the calendar tells you what's assigned. Mondays and Wednesdays, so assigned Monday, assigned Wednesday. What is due? Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. For, again, first week I made it a little bit longer. You'll always have the quiz for lab on a Friday. You'll have the discussions due on a Sunday. So if we open this up, we see the same thing: lab quiz, lab quiz, lab quiz, discussion, session, discussion, lecture and lab, lecture and lab. Now, just because it's due Friday doesn't mean you have to wait till Friday. It's open Wednesday. You could do it on Wednesday. You could do it on Thursday. Or you could do it on Friday. For the discussion, yes, it's due on Sunday, but you could do it anytime this week. So my orientation module goes into more detail. I actually have some how-to videos as well. So I have overviews of lecture, lab, tests, discussions. So that gives you more information than this 15-minute video. I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you very much.